From capital to every street, we bring the voices that you need. Policy power, what's going down? GovCast talking about your town. Tune in, stay smart, don't miss a beat. GovCast makes it all complete.
Hello. My name is Adam Bold, and this is the GovCast. Today, we have the mountain people on our visit, the people that only are up in the mountains. Or maybe that's only what people think. What is actually NG? Well, today, guys, that's what we gotta find out. And with me today, we have the General Bob Captain. Please, as I usually say, sit down, relax, enjoy, do whatever you want. But let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, in today's episode of GovCast.
Now we have piss poor communication because I just interrupt all the time. But how important is the communication and coordination within NG?
And so a lot of people just go, "Oh, National Guard, okay, they just live up in the mountains and do whatever." Hang on a minute, let's not say that, 'cause that's like freaking American shit.
Let's make NG great again.
Yeah, let's make NG great again.
Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in front of me here today we have Bob Captain, the leader of NG. So my first question to you is basically if you can introduce yourself and what you're doing and what you have done before, basically.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
I'm Bob Captain. I am the General of National Guard. I've been in National Guard recently for about 2 months now. However, prior to this, I was NG leader before, about 4 years ago, 2022. I was 13th General for National Guard, and then I've returned to the city after a long break and decided to take it up again.
Okay.
Yep.
So you have been in National Guard before, but from the first time, what made you join the National Guard instead of any other organizations, for example?
It just seemed different, like, SHP and LSPD and FIB, they're all like in the city and doing stuff, and National Guard sort of like more military base, and they have some nice things like some nicer vehicles and stuff. So I decided to join the.
It
Yep.
seems fun. To be honest, my first episode of this GovCast, I did just a bit of introduction of what I have done before and who I was and everything like that. And I then said, NG is actually the only organization I haven't been in. So today is basically also for me, I want to know more about NG as well. So what is the main duties of National Guard?
So our main duty is protecting the base. We have a huge base up Fort Sankuda. I always forget its name. FD. So we have a massive base up there. It's a pretty large area to protect, and we need to protect that from people who would want to come in and steal the ammunition from the state, or from do some other stuff. So.
Yeah. So my other question here is basically then also, what is a typical day in NG look like for you as a general?
For me, I tend to get on duty, and then I tend to have to answer all of the emails that I get. And then it's mostly just running the base. I mean, I have a lot of good high command, so they tend to do a lot of they take the strain off me, basically, right?
Yeah, I get it.
But sometimes it's needed. I mean, I need to be able to know who can do what job and deal with all that stuff. So yeah, I'm all for standing on the gate. I mean, I will quite happily stand on the gate as a general, or I'll go and lead ammo runs or take part in the ammo runs and let somebody else lead. I mean, I like my soldiers to be able to show potential and be able to like express what they want to do. So
yeah, and for someone, before I go to the next question here, I just got one other. For someone that doesn't really know what is an Amaran, what is an Amaran?
Oh, okay. So yeah, our secondary tasks is basically like we provide all of the ammunition supplies to the state orcs. So like FIB, LSPD, Gov,
Yeah.
SHP, and Life Invader occasionally. And so we basically provide like ammunition for them so they can do their jobs, and ourselves obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you ever see a convoy going through the city, that's probably what we're doing.
Yeah. And I mean, I just asked you what you were doing as a general, but I mean, if people wanna join NG, I guess it's not the first thing they gonna think about to be the general of National Guard. But what is main duties of do you call them soldier maybe? What is the main duty of a soldier?
Oh, yeah, call soldiers or units. So yeah,
Yeah.
soldiers are the better term. Um,
Yeah.
but their main duties are basically just protecting the base and protecting it from trespassers. We get a lot of trespassers coming in and wanting to steal our ammo and stuff like that. So that's the main duty. But I mean, we also have a duty to protect the city and help the other orgs with their duties.
Yeah.
That we go to stores and do if there happens to be a store robbery, then you back up,
Yeah.
or any other emergencies that happen to pop up. We will always have people there to back up the other orgs
Yeah.
and help them. So
I also have a question here because you have been in NG for, I guess, a longer amount of time to get where you are today. Do you have any like memorable or intense operations that you have been part of?
most recently, the most memorable one was
Nah.
the med labs one, where we had to deliver some supplies to the med labs,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
we got attacked by the gangs. Unfortunately, we lost, but it was it was a fun it was still a fun mission to do.
yeah.
Well, some of the other ones we do. I mean, we held a massive like Armed Forces Day in the last term. Sorry,
Mm,
the not the last term, the term before that. Sorry. That was quite fun because we got to show off some of our vehicles that we actually use and do an air show and stuff. So that was nice. We're looking to do that again at some point this term. I'm not sure when.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, we should have uh, another one and get to show off again. Hopefully bigger this time.
Yeah, that sounds
Um,
really nice to be
and
honest.
actually, yeah, because we have a lot of vehicles that the people wouldn't normally see. Like we have a big cargo plane. We have a few jets and stuff,
Mm.
and so it's nice to be able to take them out and fly them for people and let them see what we actually have and what we can actually do.
Yeah, I'd like to see where the tax money goes to. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding, but yeah. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So, how does NG handle large-scale threats like an terrorist organization or anything like that?
So yeah, if it's a large scale event, or a large scale mission that we are aware of in advance, then we will get together with the other org, and we'll decide a plan. Well, we also have our SASD units, which are like basically our special forces units.
Hmm.
These guys are highly trained. I mean, they're training constantly. We have quite a few training facilities in our base available to them. It's available to all units, but SASD specifically, because they're the ones who will always respond to a threat first. If something's going down, then they're able to work um, in the moment. Like they're able to go turn up to a situation, assess it, and then come up with a plan. Like straight away, immediately, without having to think about it for too long. They can just be like, right, this is what we need to do. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah, I guess
And Yep.
practice. What do you say? Like, if you have
Yeah, practice makes perfect. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. And piss
yeah,
poor
exactly.
performance. No, how do you say? Piss poor performance makes. I don't remember. Uh, anyway, so sorry.
It's
Yeah,
poor planning makes for
yeah, yeah. That's
oh
the one.
something stupid like yeah, something along those lines.
But
Was it
now we have
piss poor
piss poor
planning? Something. Yeah. Anyway, yes.
now we have piss poor communication because I just interrupt all the time. But how how important is the communication and coordination within NG?
Like if we're doing an important mission and lives are at stake, then we need to be able to communicate clearly and effectively with each other. And we have a bunch of radio codes and radio lingo, as you would say, so that we know, where we can, what needs to be done, who needs to go where, and stuff like that. Um, and obviously, when we're not on missions, I mean, even in the base, we need to know if there's someone coming in from the gates or who they are and all that stuff. So it's yeah, it's extremely important, basically.
Yeah. I mean, you answered one of them already. The communication is really important to make a good National Guard, I guess. But can you name any other like skills that are important to be a great National Guard?
Yes, obviously communication, shooting. Although I mean, you don't have to be the best aim. We have the numbers usually, but it is nice to be able to to be able to aim. I mean, that's taught. If you join National Guard, I mean, we go through a lot. Like I say, there's quite a bunch of quite a bit of training. Um, Teamwork is also important. Being able to listen, which I feel is different to communication. Like you need to be able to listen to your high command, especially when it's in a high stress situation. You like you need to be able to trust them and be able to understand what they're saying and just follow it without like arguing back, basically.
Yeah.
Because if there's too many like discussions going on about like, oh well, I don't want to do this, I want to go this way, then you're putting your life and everybody else's life in danger. So
And
listening is very important.
yeah, of course. What is the biggest challenge the NG faces in the city?
I feel at the moment the biggest challenge we have right now is people in the city not knowing what NG actually does. Um, I think there's been like a lack of communication for
Yeah.
that from our end in the past. And so a lot of people just go, "Oh, National Guard, okay, they just live up in the mountains and do whatever." Um,
Yeah. That's really
and
why I wanted to do this podcast with NG as well, because that's also I didn't have so much clue. Of course, I did know that you guys did more than just be in the mountains, but I didn't know that much either. So yeah. When it comes new people to NG, I know that you said you have like a training facility, but how do you train them and or prepare the new recruits?
so new recruits go through like it's basic training. We teach them the basics of how to communicate. We show them around the base and all that stuff. And then once they pass that sort of like basic initial thing, we basically put them to work. And the best form of training is just by working up. I mean, when you're a private and when you're in the lower ranks, that's basically what you're doing.
Mm,
It's all on the job training. Um, we can't train for every eventuality and every threat, but it's why it's important, like I said before, to listen to what they're saying, to listen to what high command are saying. Uh, it's all on the job training. We do occasional like drills where we'll have like two teams going against each other, or we occasionally invite other orgs in, and we'll do some training with them, so we can get like a mix of skills.
mm,
So yeah, it's all as a recruit. You come in, your basic training would take maybe an hour or two, and then that would be it. You put to work, and you just basically have to listen to what people are telling you and deal with any threats when they present themselves.
100%. And I mean, we just now learned how the new recruits get to the training and all that stuff, and what they need to do and all that stuff. But what does it take to become a leader or a high-ranking officer? Like, what do they need to do? What did you need to do to become where you are today?
You have to work hard, and it's not necessarily like just. It's not only just like showing up. I mean, you can show up for multiple hours a day, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're ready for the higher ranks or leadership. It's like you have to be able to show that you're willing to lead, and willing to uh, get people to listen to you, which is the hardest part. I mean, it took me in the first time I was in the city way back when. I went through six. Yeah, it took me like 6 terms to get to leader back then.
Mm.
Um, I mean, I was lieutenant general by the like fifth fifth term.
Okay.
Like, yeah, the one before mine. So, but it's like it just depends on your personality and what you're suited for. I mean, we'll always find a position for people
Yeah.
um when they're ready. I mean, we have we have basically like a rank that's like training high command training,
Hmm.
and we have quite a few people in there who are basically ready to become high command, and they're just not ready for an actual like high command position yet. And yeah, it's basically just working hard, showing up. You know, leading the ammo runs is important. Being able to like actually do that and actually like make decisions on the fly when needed and stuff like that. It's just basic leadership skills. And then once you get through all that, it's like you'll get assigned a department, and then you have to run the departments, and yeah, that can be fun. Um, learning all the things that they like all the different departments do and stuff.
Yeah.
Once you've got through all that, then you can look at becoming the lieutenant general, and then the leader. I mean, anyone has potential. I mean, if I can make it leader, anyone can, to be honest.
Yeah, that's nice. And you have, I guess you have met a lot of people through the terms that you have been in NG, and I guess there are many good people, but sometimes I guess you get also someone that are not really fit for the role. How do you handle the people that rule breaks or toxic behaviors within National Guard?
That's all dealt with our internal affairs, military police.
Yeah.
Um, it's we have a very good IA team this term, and they they keep an eye on, make sure everything's going on. If there's any issues, then people, my units can come to me, or they can come to any high command, or they can go directly to the MPs and figure out issues, like work out issues there. We always try and like resolve issues. We don't really want to punish units unless we absolutely have to.
Yeah.
If there's something going on, it's usually because there's something else going on, and so we try to resolve that first
Hmm.
before taking it any further.
I get it. Yeah, so I haven't really asked any of the other organizations, but when we were starting to speak about it now, what is AI or IA? I mean,
Oh, IA is internal affairs. They get called military police and internal affairs. It gets called internal affairs in a lot of other orgs.
yeah.
Um, they basically deal with any like rule breaks, internal rule breaks, um, and deal with it with that, in whichever way they need to. Basically,
Hmm.
we have a we have a warning system. We have a strike system. You get verbals, you get warnings. And yeah, they basically like ensure that all of NG units are not doing any um any rule breaks and or law breaks and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So they do stuff like search cars. They search out all the units. Do occasional background checks, stuff like that, to make sure that all of our units are up to standard and
Okay.
not breaking any laws.
So we also spoke about before how the civilians or other organizations maybe look at NG, but I want to go a little bit closer into that. How do you
Yep.
think the civilians view NG?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure a lot of them even know like who we are or what we even do. Which is it's been like I say, it has been an issue.
Yeah.
Hopefully, when people listen to this podcast,
Yeah.
they'll get a sense of what it is we actually do.
Make sure to spread
We
it.
try to make we try to make ourselves like visible around the city, but unlike your other like LEOs like LSPD, FIB, where we don't really like leave. Well, I mean, we leave the base, but we're not really as active in the city. Inside the city,
Yeah.
as some of the other orgs. Like, you're not going to see us driving around like patrolling, or not very often anyway. We can do city patrols, Um, but we're not going to be like pulling people over and speaking to them or and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
it can be a challenge.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
What you need
we're
to,
trying.
yeah, exactly. I mean, this is a good way to let people know what NG is, I guess. Uh,
Yeah.
so if there is a person watching this podcast or listening to this podcast, of course, and is thinking like, yeah, I want to join NG, what advice would you give him before like joining?
Before joining, make sure basically make sure they have the basics. So you have to be age 3 as a minimum, which is like the lowest requirement from any of the LEOs. Um, we you have to make sure you have health insurance, gun license, a clean background. Make sure your passport has a picture on it, obviously. And then yeah, once you've got all that, look out for either come to our Northgate and you can set it on your phone. You can set a waypoint to our Northgate. Speak to our receptionist, and somebody will come and speak to you from the HR team. Or look out when we do open recruitments. We do a lot of them around the city, which will be announced on the state waves. And just turn up. Yeah. I mean, if you want to join National Guard, all you have to do is turn up basically, and we'll do your interview and make sure that you understand the rules, and then that's it. You'll go through training and you'll be part of the army.
Oh, nice. Uh, I know we were speaking about it in the beginning that I have never been in NG. I had a lot of questions because of it, but do you think you have any other final thoughts about NG that people should know, or any shootouts? Maybe you have a nice soldier there that you wanna say that this person is super good or
Oh,
whatever.
um, I don't think any particular one soldier, but I mean the entire National Guard itself right now is doing great. As many people know, last term didn't go so well, and this term we're turning it around and making it better.
Mm.
And so all of my soldiers are putting in a lot of work right now, especially like my high commands and even the lower ranks are putting extra work in to make NG good again, and
Yeah, that's
make it
nice.
make it back to how it should be, back to its back to being great. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
hang on a minute. Let's not say that because that's like freaking American shit.
Let's make NG great again.
Yeah, let's make NG great again.
Yeah.
If you want to serve your city and come be a National Guard, then reach out to us in our emails, or you can come find one of our HR representatives who are normally kicking around the city somewhere. Come to our Northgate, come apply, and yeah, become a soldier.
Oh, and now, Bob Captain, I have one last question here. If you had to replace all the National Guard's vehicles with something ridiculous, would you like it to be?
Oh, like an absolutely ridiculous vehicle.
Yeah.
Probably an actual tank,
Oh, that would be
like the
crazy,
Rhino.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the NGs
They
driving around in tanks.
yeah, they are unfortunately a little bit overpowered for the city,
Yeah.
but we would, yeah, I would love to have actual like. I mean, we have a little miniature tank. It's called a Scarab. It's
Oh,
a little tracked vehicle. It's quite fun and useful to drive around. We have a lot of armored vehicles as well, so our vehicles are all right. But yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want a tank, right?
yeah, exactly. Well, Bob Captain, it was a pleasure to have you here. It's
Yep.
actually have been really informative, and I thank you very much for coming here today. And you're always welcome back, of course. So yeah, thank you very much, Bob Captain, for coming, and have a great day, I guess.
Yeah, no problem at all. Anytime I'm available, just let me know and I'll like squeeze you in somewhere.
Of
It's
course.
fine.
Thank you very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this was it about this episode about NG, National Guard. I hope you liked it, so don't forget to like it. And don't forget to subscribe either so you don't miss out the next episode. And yeah, Thank you very much for jumping in, and I guess I see you on the next Saturday. See you on Saturday. Thank you. Bye. Let's do some dancing.
From capital to every street, we bring the voices that you need. Policy power, what's going down? GovCast talking about your town. Tune in, stay smart.